distinguished guests. Vineland High School's annual Moving Up ceremony is a way to honor the academic achievements of our Vineland High School seniors and a time to transition our junior class students in becoming the next senior class. I ask this morning you demonstrate respect, responsibility, and tolerance during our ceremony. At this time, I would like to begin by introducing our class of 2022 Cum Laude students. Cum Laude students, please enter the gym. Cum Laude students have earned a 3.0 to a 3.49 grade point average. Cum Laude students, I ask that you remain standing until all students have entered the gym. At this time, I would like to introduce to you our Magna Cum Laude students. Magna Cum Laude students have earned a 3.5 to a 3.749 grade point average. Magna Cum Laude students, please remain standing. Magna Cum Laude students, please remain standing. Please remain standing. Mr. Senior Class President, Yahaira Cuevas.
At this time, I ask that everyone remain standing. We will have, for the singing of our national anthem by our very own VHS Select Choir, as well as forming the colors of the flags from JROTC Color Guard. Please remain standing. If you could please remain standing quietly, please. Thank you. Please remain quiet. You may be seated. I would now like to call back up Mrs. DeMarchi to introduce our platform guests.
Thank you, Yahaira. Thank you, Ms. Cummines and her wonderful select choir. Thank you to our JROTC. Let's give them a round of applause. Okay, so before we begin, I would like to thank and recognize the many important people, our distinguished guests that have made this morning's event possible. Our Vineland High School administration, Ms. Rivera, Mr. Panis, Ms. Alvarez, Mr. Headley, Mrs. Craig, and Mr. Adams. I'd like to introduce to you our central administration, Mr. Yano, Superintendent of Vineland Public Schools, Mr. Fry and Dr. Sneathen, our Assistant Superintendents of Vineland Public Schools. Our Board of Education members, Mrs. Spinelli, she is our Board President, Mrs. Codispati, Board Vice President, Board members, Mr. Sabrana is here with us today. Also, Mr. Holmes, Mr. Rivera, Mr. Fiocchi, Ms. Acosta, Mrs. Fabry, and Mr. Silva. I'd like to also thank and recognize our wonderful Vineland High School teachers, guidance counselors, clerical, security, and our maintenance staff. Let's give everyone a round of applause. Students, today, we are recognizing and celebrating your academic achievements. Each and every one of you, each and every one of your accomplishments are even more remarkable when one considers all the sports, clubs, activities, service opportunities you are involved in and successful in each and every day. Along the way, you have maybe faced some obstacles and challenges, but you still demonstrated academic success. So please give yourselves a round of applause. Nobody's counting, but just think. In 23 school days, juniors, you will be moving up to be our next senior class, the class of 2023. And seniors, you will be walking at Gatone Stadium as the class of 2022. I would like to give this piece of advice to our current juniors and seniors. Always, always strive to be the best possible you. Give 100% each and every day, as this, I promise, will cause you to live the very best life. I want to congratulate each of you on your academic accomplishments. May success always come your way. At this time, I would like to call back to the podium your senior class president, Yahaira Cuevas.
Thank you, Mrs. DeMarchi. I would like to introduce now the class officers of 2022, but first I'd like to introduce the senior class advisors, Ms. Haydag and Mr. DeShields. We have on the end our historian, Jocelyn Mendez. Our treasurer, April Robledo. Our secretary, Leila Gonzalez. Our vice president, Itzel Herrera. And lastly, myself, Yahaira Cuevas, as your class president of 2022. We also have here our SGA president and vice president. We have Asia Rogers and Jalitza Figueroa. Now at this time, I would like to call up Ms. Haydag I'd like to call up our senior class advisor, Ms. Haydag.
Good morning, everyone. On behalf of Mr. DeShields and myself, we would like to welcome you all to this rite of passage. Today, we are preparing to say farewell to our beloved seniors and send them off into the world as we welcome the juniors in as the new leaders of this school. I sat in these same seats 18 years ago as a senior here at Vineland High School. I remember impatiently waiting for prom, graduation, summer, and college, as many of you probably are right this very moment. I also remember being a junior in these seats, wondering what the following year was going to bring, and worrying if I was truly ready to leave these buildings. I guess I wasn't too ready since I returned 5 years later to teach here, and after 13 years, I still have yet to leave. Throughout the last 4 years, you have experienced more than most people have in an entire lifetime. You have persevered through all of the obstacles that have been thrown at you, and you have prevailed. Your resilience through the last few years is admirable, and I hope the patience, strength, and determination to overcome all of these obstacles stays with you forever. I urge you to not rush this time. Do not spend your time only planning for the future. Live for the now. Enjoy every moment and make some amazing memories. But please, make sure you stay true to yourself. Do not let others negatively impact you or dictate who you are. Be yourself, be confident, and be a positive force in this world. Throughout your time here, I hope that you have gained a greater sense of self and learned about who you are and what you want to be and do in this life. Stay true to that self. Do not let this crazy world harden you. Help others, be kind, but always be you. Stand up for what you believe in and learn how to be proactive in not only building a better you, but in building a better world and future. For you are the game changers that this world needs. Do good, be good, see the good, in everyone and in everything. Because in this world, there is a lot of hate, but you are the ones who can change it. This may take some listening and extra patience, but each and every one of you are fully capable of making a difference in this world. Be compassionate, be understanding, and be accepting of people and their differences. This might take work, but you will need to judge less, hate less, and love more. And this will cause you greater happiness. My final piece of advice to the current seniors and juniors, as well as everyone in this auditorium, is always strive to be the best you possible. And this, I promise, will definitely cause you to live your best life. And at this time, I'm going to ask Ms. Tish and Mrs. Capana to come up for the junior speech.
Good morning, board members, administrators, teachers, and students. It goes without saying that it is wonderful that we have this opportunity to have everyone here today as we recognize the significant rite of passage. However, having been removed from this and some other ceremonies for a couple of years, I have been asked the question, what is moving up, quite frequently this year? And having to explain it got me thinking, what is moving up really about? Why do we make students get dressed up, take them out of class, and have them gather in the gym with only their peers as they parade through a sort of mini graduation ceremony? The only thing that I could think to say to my students, and really to myself, was tradition.
Tradition is something that I believe we have taken for granted up until recently. There is no doubt that we have all been through a tumultuous time during COVID. However, taking a pause from the frantically fast-paced schedules that had become the American way of life did allow us to step back from everything and really see things from a different perspective. And getting back to what we now know is normal, we are now taking stock of those things that we know to be important to us. For Vineland High School, traditions run deep. This school was established in 1870, 152 years ago, and each decade has brought new traditions and customs that we now hold dear. In the 1940s, the snake dance, led by the marching band, which leads to our bonfire, was established as a customary pre-homecoming ritual. For homecoming, Vineland is proud to host Miss Monogram each year, not Homecoming Queen, which was established in the 1950s. In the 1980s, Project Graduation was brought to Vineland High School, and the secret rotating venue was formed that not other high schools have. There are traditions in every sport, club, and event here at Vineland High School. And although we may not know exactly how they came to be, we are proud to stay true and honor them as they stand for where we came from and shape us going forward. So, as for moving up, this ceremony is a rite of passage for the seniors to take time to honor those juniors who are moving up into a new status. It also marks the beginning of the senior ceremonies leading up to graduation. As we begin the rite of passage season, let us take pride in our traditions and cherish them. Thank you. We would now like to introduce the the president back, of 2022, Ms. Yahaira Cuevas.
Thank you, Ms. Capetta and Ms. Tish. I would first like to start off by saying I am so proud of each and every one of you for being part of this beautiful ceremony that we were able to have after 2 years of not being able to have it and bringing back that tradition. I want to say that first, I'm most and foremost very proud of each and one of you for being here today and joining us. Round of applause. I know we seniors have had many hardships. We missed out on a huge part of our high school experience. We had to grow up on our own, and for many of us, it wasn't easy. But I'm glad that we can all be here today and acknowledge that it's time for us to move up and grow from our high school experiences to go on in the world and achieve many things. I am so glad to see many of you that have worked hard, and for that, I hope you all are able to finish out your senior year and accomplish many wonderful things throughout your life. Whether going to college, or the military, or even finding a well-paying job. I remember being lost as a freshman, not knowing what I would do with my life. It wasn't until I involved myself in many clubs and activities is when I found my truest friendships. Shout out to all my friends that have been here since the beginning. You know who you are. At the end of the day, I wish nothing but the best for all of you and hear from you in the next upcoming years. As for the juniors, you all didn't have much time. You all didn't have a much easier time than we did. You were all freshmen when the pandemic started, and now you're going into your senior year with expectations that you might think are impossible, and that's fair. Although it may sound scary, I can reassure you that by sticking together and helping each other, you will all be okay. You guys have each other to rely on, and don't forget you have trustworthy teachers and principals. This is your time to shine and own it. Make it your year and cherish all the memories you'll make. Thank you. At this time, I would like to introduce Assistant Principal Ms. Rivera, who will present the junior awards.
Good morning, everyone. At this time, we would like to begin our junior awards presentation. If you are the recipient of this award, please come forward and retrieve your award from Ms. Tish and Mr. Myers. Our first award is from University of Rochester, our Science Award. Our recipient is Angel Espinoza. Angel, you can come on up. Our second award, University of Rochester, Frederick Douglass and Susan B. Anthony Award goes to Rachel Davis. Our third award, Society of Women Engineers. We have two recipients. Our first one is Compreet Carr. And Tyla Nottingham. Our next award is the Rensselaer Polytechnic Medal. This is the study of mathematics and science. The award goes to Sophia Amato. Our next award is our Young Leaders Award. The recipient is Mo Tordo. Our next award is our Junior English Award. That goes to Najveer Dinju. And our last junior award for innovation and information goes to Gregory Burgess. At this time, we're going to recognize our cum laude students. I have the honor of introducing our very own bilingual resource room teacher, Mrs. Sonia Bertini. When she calls your name, cum laude students, I please ask that you stand in front of your chair. Mrs. Bertini?
Okay. Emmeline Abraham Gonzalez. Savannah Acolia. Angel Acosta. Talia Alicea. Maria Angulo Chala. Denise Arias Guzman. Anthony D. Arthur. Leah Aureli. Marshawn Osby. Youssef Assam. Aaliyah Baker. Gabriel Baldosaro. Giovanna Baril. Atzel Bautista Cruz. Yahir Bautista Hernandez. Luz Bautista Cruz. Edwin Beteta. Adrian Caban. Brianna Caraballo. Heman Carter. Juliana Carter. Zane Chaudhry. Jaden Chatto. Cicero. Kayla Cleary. Noah Colon. Marielis Cortez. Michaela Crenshaw. Adiana Cruz. Xavier Cruz. Charlie Cruz. Christopher Cruz. Gabriel Davidson. Keshawn Davis. Diamond Davis. Evelyn De La Rosa. Aminata Dupuli. Nashia Eckert. Morgan Eskert. Adrian Ferrer. Noemi Flores. Salvador Flores Emiliano. Skylar Folks. Justin Fuller. Logan Gallagher. Kayla Janota. Farzana Ganz Ali. Javier Garcia. Madeja Garestegui. Gianna Gentile. Julio Gomez. Dominic Hanna. Christopher Hernandez. Jonathan Hernandez. Jordan Hyson. James Jennings. Yesenia Jones. Michael Jones. Jesus Suarez Cruz. Eli Latour. Shane Latanzi. Christian Luciano. Zuhelis Lugo. Andrea Magana. Autumn Malone. Ivelisse Marcano. Serenity Marti. Thomas McClellan. Connor Malloy. Christopher Neri. Genesis Ochoa Gonzalez. Cristel Ortiz. Yashua Pavon. Alondra Pala Moran. Lisbeth Paredes. Marin Paredes. Diana Pasiknik. Dresmi Paulino Carrasco. Javier Paz. Natividad Perez. Destiny Perez. Elda Perez Figueroa. Cody Powell. Emily Quiles. Jordan Quiñones. Miguel Ángel Ramírez Ruiz. Neri Ramos. Neftali Ramos. Joshua Ramsey. Jensine Reyes. Gabriela Ryland. Jonathan Rivera. Lourdes Rivera. Yomaris Rivera Benitez. Yesenia Rodriguez. Alex Rodriguez. Justin Roy. Merim Ruiz. Ariana Santiago. Anthony Santiago. Israel Santiago. Abner Santiago Julian. Amrit Singh. Sonny Singh. Yalitza Suarez Garcia. Tai Tejeras. Aliyah Thun. Emily Toralba Flores. Anaya Troy. Lolita Vargas Hernandez. Brian Vega. Asia White. Jaden Williams. Deshaun Winchester. Nigella Winchester. Andrea Safian. Belisario Sarza. Congratulations. Enhorabuena.
Thank you, Mrs. Bertini. At this time, we would like to acknowledge our Magna students and our Summa. Magna students, when you hear your name, please stand. Summa students, when you hear your name, you're going to come up the center aisle. You will meet with your guidance counselor to get your stole. Then you will find a seat. At this time, I'd like to introduce Assistant Principal, Mr. Panis.
Good morning, Fighting Clan Nation. It is my pleasure to introduce to you Vineland High School's 2022 Magna Cum Laude graduates. Helen Alvarado Moreno. Isabella Ambers. Zanea Andrews. Bazay Adelaide. Brandon Barrigan. Jeremiah Bell. Ashlyn Batata. Braylon Blakely. Vanessa Bravo. Emily Buckingham. Natalie Cabrera. Benjamin Caraballo. Leilani Colinari. Kendall Corbett. Diego Cortez. Shahid Kotman, Twanye Corsi, Eric Cruz, JD Cruz Gonzalez, Julio Cuevas Guerrero, Cameron Dubinian, Saudi Espana, Andon Feaster, Jesslyn Fuentes, Yancy Garcia, Yuleika Gonzalez Gonzalez, Serena Green, Randasia Jones, Kushi Carr, Melanie King Espino, Daisha Lear, Jocelyn Lopez Oruela, Christian Maldonado, Michaela McIntyre, Joshua Metcalf, Matthew Neary, Trayvon Oliver Fields, Miguel Ortiz, Amy Paredes Cantera, Amy Perez, Luis Perez Torres, Rachel Piccone, Juliana Ramos, Kiana Rivera, Antoine Rivera, Desiree Rodriguez, Juan Roman, Diana Rosario Abreu, Layla Sabio Grant, Alize Sanencencio, India Shivdel, Stephanie Solar, Ariadna Ulloa, and last but not least, Leah Whitesell. Fighting Clan Nation, your Magna Cum Laude students. At this time, it is a great pleasure to announce and give the names of the top students in the school. Mrs. DeMarchi, you said this was 3.75 or higher, correct? 3.75 or higher for 4 consecutive years is incredible, cumulative GPA. So give a big shout out to these students when they come up. Natalia Acosta. Anaya Ames. Samira Arce. Vince Eselta. Aliyah Ayala. Amel Benson. Faith Berry. Jasmine Borman. Matthew Bowen. Jesus Brito Natal. Ella Bruno. Eugene Brunson. Kimberly Cano Hernandez. Stephanie Cardona. Charisma Cardona. Jenna Carlson. James Carr. Fancy Carter. Gabriel Castro. Jose Gabriel Castro. Brianna Centeno. Eleonora Chernenko. Adina Cofield. Xavier Calandres. Yahaira Cuevas Beteta. Giovanni Datis. Luisani Daaza. Luke Dissemini. Julia Dye. Joseph Dorzan. Angelina Drucker. Rohit Duda. Ruth Alahi. Lauren Amy. Amy Garcia. Arlie Garcia. Stephen Geraci. Caliani Hill Perez. Ben Gould. Nishi Gupta. Melani Harold. Tyler Harridan. Carly Herman. Rosa Hernandez. Marvin Homar. Jasleen Jaswal. Irem Caius. Lajura King. Noah Kuhat. Ariana Luciano. Jada Marshall. Alicia Mason. Amanda McKeon. Alexia Mendez. Daniela Mendez Cruz. Michael Mercado. Justin Metcalf. Ashley Miguel. Yamira Muniz. Jake Meary. Mackenzie Nash. Roberto Nunez Jimenez. Elijah Oglesby. Alaya Pacheco. Urvi Patel. Pramisha Patel. Prachi Patel. Maria Pedro. Narisha Perez. Jaylise Perez Camacho. Nina Kratz. Edward Rada. Isabella Reiner. Francis Roos. Deandra Reyes Cuevas. Nyla Rivera. April Robledo. Abby Rodriguez. Christina Rodriguez. Leslie Rodriguez Nunez. Williani Rosado. Ryan Russo. Simmer Singh. Jazz Kirat Singh. Lahana Singh. Carly Smagnato. Tazia Smith. Nicole Stanker. Julissa Tadeo. Daisy Telatelpa. Chris Torres. Mia Telatelpa. Kimberly Vaya Saragosa. Abigail Vasquez. Linda Whitehead. Roderick Josh Zapanta. John Zhang. Christina Zhang. Vladislav Zazulia. Ladies and gentlemen, your Summa Cum Laude graduating class. At this time, I would like to call up Mrs. DeMarchi.
Okay, let's give our Summa Cum Laude, Magna Cum Laude, and Cum Laude students a round of applause. Okay, at this time, you ready? Okay. At this time, I'm going to call back up to the podium Yahira for the passing of the officer stoles.
Thank you, Ms. DeMarchi, again. For the historian of class of 2022 is Jocelyn Mendez, who will be turning over her stole to the newly elected historian, Samantha Ruiz. For the treasurer of class of 2022 is April Robledo, who will be turning over her stole to the newly elected treasurer, Ryan Pollock. For the secretary of class of 2022 is Leila Gonzalez, who will be turning over her stole to the newly elected secretary, Angela Bastardo. For the vice president of class of 2022 is Itzel Herrera, who will be turning over her stole to the newly elected vice president, Aaliyah Williams. Now myself, Yahira Cuevas, president of the class of 2022, will now be turning over my stole to the newly elected president of the class of 2023, Ms. Kamira Holmes. I will also, as the newly elected president of class of 2023, I will also hand over the key to the school. I would also And now I ask of you guys, please rise for the singing of the Alma Mater.
Can we sing back? Thank you.
That did sound like a goose, didn't it?
That did.
What the hell was that? It sounded like a goose. If everyone could please remain silent so we can begin. Thank you. You may take your seats.
That concludes our moving up ceremony. Let's again give our senior class a round of applause. Our newly